Slavery and South Carolina are synonymous, obviously. But one of the lines that connects the dots might come from a source you wouldn't expect. The following quote is from the Jewish Virtual Library. The Jewish temples, the Babylonian exile, 597 to 538 BCE. Quote, the salient feature of the exile, however, was that the Jews were settled in a single place by Nebuchadnezzar. While the Assyrian deportation of the Israelites in 722 BC resulted in the complete disappearance of the Israelites, the deported Jews formed their own community in Babylon and retained their religion, practices, and philosophies. Some of us seen adopted the Chaldean religion, for they named their offspring after Chaldean gods. But for the most part, the community remained united in its common faith of Yahweh. They called themselves the Gola, exiles, or B'nai Gola, the children of the exiles. And within the crucible of despair and hopelessness, they forged a new national identity and a new religion. So the Jewish Virtual Library speaks of the exiles of the tribe of Judah, that they called themselves Gola, G-O-L-A, also spelled Gullah or Gullah. So who are the Gola people or the exiles of Judah? The Gullah people are descendants of enslaved Africans of various ethnic groups who live in the Low Country region of the U.S., in the states of Georgia and South Carolina, both in the coastal plain and the Sea Islands. They developed a Creole language, the Gullah language, and a culture rich in African influences that make them distinctive among African Americans. So let's see what the encyclopedia has to say about the Gullah people. The origin of the word Gullah is unclear. Some scholars suggest it may be cognate with the word Angola, where the ancestors of some of the Gullah people likely originated. They created a new culture synthesized from that of various African peoples brought into Charleston and South Carolina. Some scholars have suggested that it may come from the name of the Gola, an ethnic group living in the border area between present-day Sierra Leone and Liberia in West Africa. The Gola language is an isolate within the Niger-Congo language family. In 1991, it was spoken by 200,000 people. So let's go back to the quote from the Jewish Encyclopedia. They called themselves Gola, exiles, or B'nai Gola, the children of exiles. And within the crucible of despair and hopelessness, they forged a new national identity and a new religion. Interesting how in the Niger-Congo family, you not only have the Gola, but you have the Angolas and the Congolese. One of the most famous songs ever sung is the Negro spiritual that the Gullah people would sing on plantations, that Europeans would try to mimic, which they interpret as "come by here." It became a standard campfire song for whites and tent revivals and summer camps. It enjoyed a broader popularity during the folk revival of the 1950s and 1960s. The problem is the song that whites would translate as "come by here" is really "kumbaya."
Kumbaya, 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 kumbaya.
Come by here, y'all. In a time of darkness, the world is heartless. Missing kids on carton. Who would have thought this? Come by here, y'all. You are in control. You got the nations on hold. The wicked must.
What does that mean, you ask? Well, Yah is the abbreviated name of the God of the Bible, Yahuwah. The song is not "come by here," but "come here, Yah," a plea for deliverance from the captors. Hebrew words and traditions are not only found in the language and culture of the Gola people of South Carolina and Georgia, but also throughout the African diaspora. Even the very names of slaves prior to the changing that took place at purchase had Hebrew origin. The Hebrew people will often surname themselves after the God that they serve. This is how we got names like Jeremiah, Nehemiah, Seraiah, Yekoniah, Hezekiah, etc. All naming themselves after Yah. If you ever took the time to scroll through the slave ledgers,
I keep my eye on heaven, I keep my eye on y'all. Me and the devil will always be at odds. And I left all that money in the streets, knowing that his blessing will increase if I obey. In the belly of the beast, 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 in the belly of the beast. I keep my eye on heaven, I keep my eye on y'all. Me and the devil will always be at odds. And I left all that money in the streets, knowing that his blessing will increase if I obey. In the belly of the beast, 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 in the belly of the beast. Yeah. From the darkness to the marvelous light, I stand. Chosen people called to be an archetype of the Lamb. Blood of Abraham through Christ, we got rights to the land. Grace through faith, I'm holy, it's DNA on my hand. If I'm missing, I must repent, I gotta spin like a fan. Went from the fence to the bench, and now that pitch in the stands. That's home run, we're running home for like I'm running this sand. The world.
If you're not familiar with Elohim of the Hebrews, maybe this script will help you. Psalm 68:4. Sing to Elohim, sing praises unto his name. Extol him that rideth upon the heavens by his name, Yah, and rejoice before him. See, not only will you find indigenous Hebrew names in the slave trade database, aka names are rather Yah or El as a prefix or suffix, you will even find the pronunciation of the name Yah hidden in some of the names of the countries where people will take it from, like Kenya, Algeria, Libya, Eritrea, Tunisia, Zambia, Namibia, Gambia, etc. Even the territory of South Africa, before Europeans dubbed it South Africa, was called in ancient times Azania. So how is that relevant? Well, the name is actually in the Bible. The name Azania, according to the Smith Bible Dictionary, means Azania, whom the Lord hears.